What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar Journal.
Opinionated, outspoken, informative. The Jaguar Journal. Your source for the latest information on Southern University sports and SWAC athletics. A Baton Rouge sports talk tradition.
All right, it is bright and early on a Saturday morning. If you hear my voice, you know what it means. It's the Jaguar Journal. Good morning to everybody. I'm Perry White. I have saved you guys your ears today. No air horn. I know you guys get so used to hearing air horns bright and early on a Saturday. No, unfortunately, Brandi B Harris, my co-host, is out today, not feeling good. So, Brandi, we hope you feel better. From Mike and I here in the studio, hope everything. You've been holding it down as well when I've been out moving around and all about the place. So I appreciate everything you've been doing. But guess what? It's back to the fellas in here, Mike. Yeah, it's back to the fellas up in here. It's feeling real, you know, what they call it, the man pad, I guess is that what, yeah, okay, it is what it is. But yeah, Brandi, we hope you feel better. Never like anytime somebody doesn't feel good. Hope you guys have had a good week. A great week, matter of fact. SWAC Media Day just passed, right? Did you like what you saw? If you watched it, did you like what you saw? I'll talk about the rankings. We'll get to looking at where did the predicted order of finish for Southern University and many other schools. We'll talk about the all-SWAC selection. How many Southern University players made the all-SWAC selection? Who all actually did make the all-SWAC selection, from what teams? And we're going to have some listen, today's show is going to be very entertaining, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be very entertaining. And one of the things that we're going to do with today's show, going to have some interviews here in the house for you guys today. Southern University football players, the all-SWAC selection. And I'm not going to just break it out to you right now. If you haven't seen the all-SWAC selection already, then, hey, that's on you. But you'll get to see these guys, each and every one of these guys, as they make it into the building. 3 interviews lined up for you guys today. I hope you are ready and to be entertained, as they say. Are you not entertained? Going to have things lined up, man. Today's show is going to be really special. I have a guest a little bit later in the show. I'm not going to break it right now. Got to make sure everything, I'm one of those people where I got to make sure everything falls in place. When everything falls in place, then you just kind of roll with it. Right? But I hope you are entertained for today's show. This is one of those throwback shows I think y'all look for that. Of the Jaguar Journal, Mike, you remember they used to get on me all the time. They thought they didn't like the changes. Man, we missed the old school Jaguar Journal back when my daddy and all of them were, watching the show. Well, I'm the next generation. I'm the grandson. I'm the nephew. But it's always my hope in order to get this program to where you guys like it and enjoy it, because our whole goal and mission here is to inform you and also give you history. Most of all, giving you guys history to understand the past, the present, and then where we're going in the future. Today is the future. When we're talking to these players today, we're going to be learning about the future because, of course, the future at hand is the 2024 football season. These guys will be currently on the 2024 football season, but I got something from the past for you a little later on in the show. Kind of how we led up into this point. But that's the whole beauty and the purpose of the show, man. SWAC Media Day, as I said, happened this past week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I watched it. I went through it, typical Jay Walker. I called it. Coach, you know what? What's more exciting, winning the game as a player or as a coach? Winning the damn game, Jay, doesn't matter. You just want to win it. I don't think it matters, right? Everybody wants to win. You don't have to be the player nor the coach. I think the camaraderie of both of them, but I ain't going to mess with Jay too much. But had an opportunity. You start to see the format of the SWAC championship. It just each year seems like they take one step forward just a little bit better than they did the last year. I like the fact of not having the players on the stage with the coach at the same time. To me, it takes away the opportunity of where you really want to go with the coaches. I enjoy having the players separate. They had them with a whole nother separate scene and set with an interviewer. For me, I enjoy that. I like that. But most of all, it was typical SWAC Media Day. Did nothing really stand out. You look at the SWAC standings, predicted order of finish, and hey, you can always go on the SWAC, the Southwestern Athletic Conference social media, whatever. If you want to keep up with those things, you can go to swac.org. If you want to get information and you say, hey, you know what, I didn't get a chance to get that information on the Jaguar Journal, or it's something I want to share. So right now, as we get ready to get into fall count, everything is just a predicted order of finish, right? Miles Crowley, I would drop this, is the SWAC Offensive Preseason Player of the Year. Kelby Givens on the defensive side is the SWAC Defensive Preseason Player of the Year. Southern University. And if you have seen Kevin Givens, absolute dog, beast, disruptive, man, all of those things coming from that decent defensive side of the ball. Big news when you circle it, because now guess what? You have a quarterback as the preseason offensive player of the year, and you have a guy off the D-line as the defensive player, preseason defensive player of the year from Grambling and Southern. Won't that make one hell of a Bayou Classic? Seeing Kelby Givens break through that line, that O-line, and getting a sack on Miles Crowley, who is the offensive preseason player of the year. I'm just trying to paint a picture. It's a long way from now. I know you ask coaches, hey, coach, what's the most important game you're looking for in the season? Hey, it starts with game one. We're just trying to go 1-0. So I guess I'm looking all the way down the line, and that's literally all the way down the line, because that's the Bayou Classic. It's the granddaddy of them all. It is the last one, and it typically settles the score in the state of Louisiana, who has the best football program. Last year, who won it? Grambling, I'll wait. Oh, okay. Southern won it last year. So to have a Grambling and a Southern player, both preseason offensive and defensive player of the year, that is huge, I think, for both of the programs. Now, can both of those players hold up to that end of the bargain? That is going to be the question. Mike, let's get ready to take a break, get ready to get our guests in and get settled in, man. Y'all stay tuned. We got a great show for you guys today. I'm Perry White. My guy Mike holding it down. Brandi B out of the studio today. Hope you feel better, Brandi. Y'all, we about to take a break. When we come back, we'll keep this thing rolling. All right, stay tuned. More to Jaguar Journal.
Danny Johnson, first and foremost, outstanding young man, great character, great young man. Can't say enough about him. Great father. You always see him, hanging around with his son and spending time with his son and his family. As a player, I can't say enough about him. He has all the athletic ability that you would want in a kid with playing corner, the footwork, speed, all the intangibles.
I have a good work ethic. It's been a lot of times, in the off season, I gotta just push myself to go work out. Even if nobody else was out there, just to get an extra push when we get back into the season. Because I always want to have the edge over everybody else. So, it's just that mindset that I have. I want to be one of the best. So, I gotta push myself. If anybody else does. And it's like a lot of stuff that I want to do with my son that I can't do because I'm playing ball. So my biggest return to him is just, having him come to games on Saturday. He can see his father play in front of, thousands of people. It makes him happy. So whenever he's happy, I'm happy. But just when I get the chance to just go home and, hear everything, he's been doing in school and, what he likes and doesn't like, it just brings me back to that fatherhood of just being around him, and that's what I like to do. I put academics over football because, I can't play football forever. At some point, I'm going to have to rely on that degree. So, that's my biggest thing, and that's one reason why I came to Southern, to get that degree. So I set myself up to where I'll be able to graduate right after the season. So if football doesn't work out for me, I can always come back and go to grad school. So, education is a big thing for me.
Danny Johnson put Southern University on a, national stage. Obviously, everybody knows about Jag Nation and Southern University, but you'll see Danny Johnson playing on Sunday one day, and he'll be able to be an ambassador, for the university.
What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar Journal. All right, we are back. It is the Jaguar Journal. Good morning to everybody. I am Perry White. Hope you guys are having a good morning as we continue to keep this show rolling, man. We got very special guests here in the studio, and I wish y'all could see this backdrop of guys. I'm talking about some certified ballers in the building, and I got one right here next to me. He's second team all SWAC, offensive tackle, Southern University, Joshua Trask Jr. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm pretty good.
You might have to get a little closer to the mic, man. You know, why the offensive lineman got to be the soft-spoken guy? Huh? I want you to be that loud. You're supposed to scare them guys, man, when you're looking at them D-line. But how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. What about you?
Doing good, man. SWAC Media Day comes out. They have predicted order of finish, all SWAC selection. Were you surprised to see your name on that list?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
How does that feel, man? You get an opportunity to see all your hard work, second team all SWAC. Your name is right there in the midst of some of the best around the conference. Does it just goes to show your hard work at the position and what you've been able to do at Southern University?
Yes, sir. It acknowledges what I'm doing, but I got to take it a step up from here now. I got to try to make that first team.
Let's talk about your story, man. How did you end up at Southern University? You're not a Louisiana guy, but ending up at Southern University, what's your story getting here?
Out of high school, I had one JUCO offer. I took the JUCO offer to Colin, played 2 years at Colin. I signed with Southern about spring before last.
What's your high school? Shout out your high school. What high school you went to?
Natchez High School.
Natchez High School, right up the road.
Yes, sir.
Natchez, Mississippi.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, look. Is your house divided? Is it Alcorn? Is it Jackson? Is it Valley? Is it Southern? What's your household like?
Now, my household is Southern. But when I go to my grandma's house, I go to my auntie house, it's just all Alcorn territory. So I be having to talk.
Let's talk about that, because when you talk about Alcorn, Southern, two schools, close proximity, Southern has traditionally had a hard time with Alcorn. But when you look at those houses divided, that's within that proximity. Highway 61, going right up the highway. What is that like when, especially like last year, right? It didn't work out in our favor. I'm sure the cousins, everybody else had a lot to say come Christmas.
Yeah, I'm still hearing stuff about that game to this day. So, yeah, we just gotta shake back next year.
Let's talk about moving forward this year. Mark Fredericks takes over as the offensive coordinator, right? You move away from Eric Dooley, who was the head coach, along with being the offensive coordinator. Last year, look, the question mark, the reality of it was a lot of people had questions about Southern offensive line, right? The injuries, the inconsistencies. But for you, what was the growing pains of last year as you looked at the season and what you guys were able to accomplish and some things that you felt like you guys can grow from this year?
I feel like together, as O-line, we gotta all be on one accord. We gotta play together. I feel like last year we really didn't do that, and this year we working on trying to do that this year.
You look at you guys when you're talking about getting better. What ways can Joshua Trask Jr. get better? Because now you're going to have that leadership circled around your name. You're all SWAC selection. You know, those younger guys are going to be looking at you. And as you continue to try to bring in, you know, with this ever-changing world of college football, the transfer portal, guys coming and going. And that means bringing guys into a program that may not quite be accustomed to the tradition and to the pride of what's around that, but to establish that for that next generation of guys, because you got to plug and play in this day and age. You know, nobody's waiting around. It's a microwave society. They want you to go ahead and hit the ground running. Now, how do you help that room grow being a leader?
We just, like I said, it all starts with bonding with the O-line. We all got to think together, move together. So it starts out with the bonding, us being around each other, knowing how we think. So when it gets in the game, it's just second nature. You just play. You know you can trust the brother beside you. So.
You know, one thing about that O-line, man, when I was at Southern, I hate to see the O-line coming in the calf. Y'all know about that? That O-line coming in the calf? When y'all go in the calf, you shut it down?
Oh, yeah, we walking up.
Let's talk about this, man. Now that you get Mark Fredericks coming in, are you starting to grow into his system, his style of what he's bringing? Of course, Eric Dooley last year. And the reality, a lot of people had questions because you saw the inconsistency on the offensive side of the ball, right? But now Mark Fredericks comes in from Prairie View. He's a Southern guy. He comes in now as the offensive coordinator. What do you see out of that system, and what are some of the things that you feel are helping you as him being here now?
Well, in the spring, you know, he first came in, we took it slow. Like now, I really love the offense. I really love the offense right now. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm really excited for what we got in store for this offense in the next fall.
Next fall? Talk about some of the guys on the O-line with you, man, that you're growing that bond with, man. Get them some of the shout-outs because you're the only O-lineman to make the all-SWAC selection. But what are some of the guys in the trenches that you're doing battles with each and every day?
My boy Cam and One. Got my boy Antonio, Mello, Tree, all them boys.
Now, you can't be giving they nicknames. Them folks don't know their nicknames when they looking in the program, man. What's they real?
Okay, Cameron Foster, Juan Gonzalez, Antonio.
It's okay. If his name Antonio, we'll find his last name in the program.
Carmelo Crump, Matthew Cardi, all them boys. And we got some freshmen coming in. transfers like Chris, Joe, Dre.
Man, when I look at you, man, I wouldn't even suspect you'd be like a gentle giant, man. You're so soft-spoken and, he's just real chill, man. Are you vocal on the field? Do you get louder on the field? Or you one of those you let your work do your talk for you?
I try to. I'm a center, so I have to talk. I have to control the O-line. But other than that, I really just be head down, just get to work.
Center, you the guy, hey, you see it all. When you talk about having to watch film from being a center, man, what are some of the things you look at as you grow in that position? Because, of course, you are the eyes. You're seeing everything that the defense is bringing and having to call that out for you. What is film work and watching film like?
When you watch film, you try to find the defense tendencies on the down and the distance. Teams tend to jump in different fronts based on the down and the distance. Teams tend to have different tendencies, whether they slant or front. Based on the down and distance, you have to find the team's tendency.
And when you look at the leadership of this team now, you're talking about Terrence Graves taking over as the head coach. For you, do you see any differences in the program currently coming out of the spring into the summer before fall camp of just from Eric Dooley to Terrence Graves now taking over?
Yes. I see the difference. We are way more disciplined team than we were before, and we continue to work on it.
When you talk about discipline, what areas would you like to see the team get better when you talk about the word discipline?
I really want to see us stay cool on the field and stuff don't get right.
Yeah.
I really hate seeing us looking on the field and you seeing us fall apart. Like, I hate that.
Yeah.
There's
something to get better at, right? Yeah. That's called keeping your composure, right? Let's talk about this on the other side before I get ready to go to break. You are a football player, but you're a student athlete on the student side, man. What's your major, man? What you going to school for?
I go to school for mechanical engineering.
He's saying that loud and proud, louder than all that football. So did y'all see the energy change? Mechanical engineering. Talk to me about that, man.
Right now, I'm going into my senior year. I'm expected to graduate in the spring, so I'm excited about that.
I know you are excited, man. Then guess what? That's one more degree you can put up in the house, man. You can show them Alcorn folks back at home. Southern to study adding up, man. We add these degrees to the wall. But, man, congratulations to you, first of all, for making the all-SWAC selection, man. That just goes to show your hard work. Most of all, you're on track to graduate. And there's a lot of things in your future that if you stay on track, man, it'll be bright, man. So I want to say congratulations to you, man. I appreciate you for coming in. Any shout-outs you want to give to anybody out there? Any noise talking you want to do, man? Now's your time. Do your thing.
All right, first, got to shout out to the man above. Good Lord. Without him, none of this would happen. Shout out to my mom, peoples back at home. Without y'all, I wouldn't be here. So.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you. That's Joshua Trash Jr., man, Southern University. O-lineman, got all SWAC selection, man. Appreciate you coming in. Hey, guys, let's get ready to take a break. We're going to keep the interviews going. So y'all stay tuned. We'll be back more to Jaguar Journal.
It's On the Yard Sports, and I'm Perry White, and what I need for you to do is go follow and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter right now.
Talk about offense, we talk about Southern, and it begins with their passing game.
Tom, beyond potent, we're talking about high octane, we're talking about fast break, we're talking about 41 points a game, some 500-plus yards since Terrence Levy has taken over this offense.
Because that young man doesn't drop any ball.
With the legacy that you started here, you got to feel happy to see it continue on with Doug Williams.
Ball now back at the 22-yard line. Levy, no pressure at all. Touchdown, Ingram. The Bayou Classic. Levy on a first and goal play. Throws a touchdown. Grambling comes with a blitz. Levy steps in the pocket, and his pass is caught. One-handed grab.
Sort of in the middle of the road of the SWAC, but immediately they jump on the Jackson State defense. And here's Levy rolling out. And the pass is caught. Ball is at the 31-yard line. Again throwing the football downfield. Oh, and his receiver Hayes makes the catch. See you later. Touchdown, Southern. If you're going to get, I got some free tickets. Look out for it, brother. Going downfield. Oh, and what a play by Southern.
Score He's played a lot tougher ever since. And this is a free play for Southern.
2nd and 15.
It's a free play.
Levy completes his
It's
pass.
a free play.
Oh, and he's still up.
It's a free play.
Hayes is going to continue running inside the 10, the 5. Unbelievable, Michael Hayes. 3rd down. And 23 for a first. Levy over the middle. Nice pass that time. 2nd and 20. Levy doesn't have to get it all, but he's going to have to pick up some yards. Here he is throwing. Nice catch made.
Big receiver, Michael Hayes. There he goes.
Hayes makes the catch. Hayes still on his feet. Hayes looking for blocking. Hayes trying to find a hole. Hayes is still on his feet. He alley-oops. He's inside the 15 and drawn out a foul.
Touchdown.
Backfield. Plenty of time for Levy across the middle. Has his man at the 15. You know, I don't know if you want to break the spirit of Terrence Levy or not. Here he wings one wide open down the middle and a one-handed grab made.
The way. 3rd down and 4. And here's Lewis off the catch. Lewis still on his feet. And Lewis is streaking down the sideline. Touchdown. So they move back 5 yards. Levy on 3rd down. Looking down the sideline. Yes, sir. Big time player.
Guys stepping up like they're going to blitz.
All right, we are back. It is the Jaguar Journal. Good morning to everybody out there. Hope you guys are having a good morning. Wake up, get your coffee. You don't need the newspaper today. You just need to turn your volume up. Perry White here in the studio, man, as we continue to keep things going. Very special guest as we talk about Southern University football, getting ready for the season in the studio. We got first team all SWAC running back Kendrick Grimes. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good, man. See, you're a little bit closer to the mic. See, the big guys, man, the gentle giants, man, look, they just, I'm still shocked at that, man, as I look at it. But it's okay because I know he's going to do some nasty work on the field. And you talk about doing nasty work on the field. As he blocks, you coming through one of those gaps, one of those holes that's available, man. First of all, man, just how did it feel to see your name as first team all SWAC running back? It said Kendrick Grimes, man. That had to be a good feeling.
It actually was. It was a great feeling. It let me know that all my hard work has paid off and it's not going unnoticed at all. So I really appreciate that.
You talking about the hard work. Well, let's always talk about the humble beginnings, where you from, and your story of how you got to Southern University.
Yes, sir. I'm from Houston, Texas, Homestead, Rosewood, Northside.
Are you be swinging?
Yes, sir. Come on now. You know I be coming down.
Hey, I listen to Zero, baby.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'm from Houston. When I was coming out of high school, I was recruited by PV. My top 2 schools was going to be PV, or I was going to choose to go JUCO, bet on myself, which was Coach Dooley was at PV at the time. And I chose to bet on myself because, you know, PV was close to home. I wanted to explore the world.
Yep.
My college life. So I went and bet on myself at JUCO, and I did a half semester. So I was there from August to December. Because Dooley had got the job down here at Southern, and he knew how extremely talented running back I was, and he came and got me, and I was ready to rock with him. He knew how good of a running back I was, and I knew I was going to trust him to give me the ball.
I always talk about your high school because I got a lot of pride in my high school, man. I'm from Arkansas. But your high school, man, it's always good to shout your high school out, man.
Oh, yes, sir. Heights High School. Yes, sir.
That's the one? What's
Heights
y'all
High
mascot?
School. With some Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs.
Yes,
y'all was solid?
Oh, we was solid.
Y'all was solid?
We was solid.
Right.
Ask about it. Yes, sir.
Man, you get to Southern University, man, and you have been a workhorse coming out of the backfield. And I got to ask you, because last year, before we go any further, right, that Bayou Classic, you take off, nobody's around you, you get into the end zone, you did like 3 celebrations in one. You kicked the dough in, you shot it up, you swung the bat, you hit a home run. Man, what the heck? All these, I like it. It went viral. How did you get so many celebrations? Was that just all the excitement just came out at once?
Actually, okay. So that's a good question. That's a good question. I have a really good friend. Actually, he was a running back at Grambling State named Martez Carter.
Do we know Martez Carter? Yes, we do.
Mr. Excitement. So, once he got in the end zone, he hit the home run. So that's really a good friend of mine, and I like the home run. So I was like, when I get to college, bro, and I hit a big run, I want to hit the home run.
Yeah.
So, do I got your permission to use it? He's like, of course. He's like, you just got to do it right. You can't be sloppy with it or nothing. So, when I come, I got to come with it. And, afterwards, the kick down and stuff, I just walked in and I took over grabbing the trap. It was over. Come on now. So, I walked in, I had to take over. I had to show them who really run that, and that's SU.
I like that.
Come on
okay.
now.
See, that's the good backstory because, look, that went everywhere. And all I kept saying, did you see this guy who did 3 celebrations in one? But it was good because guess what? Southern was up in the game, man. And most of all, you were in front of a national audience to be able to showcase your talent. And I think because of that, and you have been doing it all season, that's why we see your name first team all SWAC running back. Let's move and start the transition now. And I asked the same question as I asked Joshua. You're transitioning from Coach Eric Dooley, who, of course, was your offensive coordinator last year. Now, Mark Fredericks, who's your offensive coordinator and running backs coach. Right. So working with him, what are some of the changes that you're starting to see with the offensive philosophy from last year to this year, and where do you see yourself in that placement?
I see a lot of excitement. I see my offensive line, which I call them a lot of silent assassins. They don't talk a lot, but you get down there.
This morning.
Yeah. You get down there in the trenches, they go put you to work. But I see a lot of moving around. I see a lot of fast pace, and we're expecting a lot of big things this year. So the energy is different this year, and I really love it. And I hope we can keep this thing rolling and go undefeated and bring home a SWAC championship and a celebration.
You know, I always talk about a room because when you talk about a certain position room, that position room is built about being competitive, right? And sometimes that competitive nature, there's a guy, man, wants your job. In this ever-changing world of the transfer portal, that's what you're seeing. Guys not wanting to sit back, wait on their time, not wanting to develop. They want to go somewhere and play now. When you look at this running back room, man, you look around, I got to throw a name like Kobe Dillon, right? Kobe Dillon is a guy that's been around a while. He was a former high school quarterback that transitioned to running back. And at one time, he broke a SWAC single-game rushing record against UAPB a couple years ago, but dealing with injuries. But he's continued to keep that focus. What is that running back room like for you guys? And name some of those guys in which you go to the trenches with each and every day.
That running back room is deep. It's deadly. It's deadly. Like, if one come out, it ain't going to be no drop-off. We have me, Kobe Dillon, Corey Russell, Braylon Morgan, Tice Fusion, and we got some couple of freshmen that's ready to come in and hunt. That's what we say. We got this little running back saying the competition on the invisible hand is in the back that's pushing you. So every day we go to work, we pushing each other. It's really competition, but it's a friendly competition. Because, once you're a friendly competition, you don't even know, but both y'all getting each other better. So at the same time, that's what we do. We go to work every day, put our heads down, and we know what we got to do. Once one slipping, we pick them up. Come on, let's go. Let's go. We get it together. That's the running back room we have.
I like that. That sounds like a camaraderie in that running back room. And when you look at the hard work that you've been putting in, you didn't get a chance to do much in the spring, but what have you been doing in order to keep yourself in shape and get your game better as we come into fall camp?
Lifting weights, getting back, running and stuff with my team. You know, we hitting it every day at 6 o'clock. Really, you there 5:45. So, you know, we just getting back in the groove, and we just ready to pile on. Anybody that get in our way, ready to knock them down.
Let me ask you this. Qualities of a leader for you. First team all SWAC, right? The only guy on the offense to make first team all SWAC. So there's going to be something circled around you every time a team looks at Southern University on film. First person they're going to say, they know they got the all SWAC running back. Leadership qualities for you when you talk to a room, and especially like your man Joshua said, having that focus when you guys are down. Somebody has to be the leader to look at that team and say, look, it ain't over till it's over.
Right. That's what I'm waiting to see. I believe this team right here, when we fight adversity, I feel like this team right here, we're gonna meet it face to face. We're not gonna run from it. We're not gonna hide from it. That's what we want. We want the adversity. We want that because we want to know what team we built and made out of. We don't want to go in and without the team that we knowing and we hit adversity. Now we got this person complaining, and now the team pulling each way. Now we want us to come together. We want to meet it face to face, and we're gonna attack it. We're gonna win the ball game. That's how that's gonna go.
Let's talk about you. What style of running back would you circle yourself as? Are you an elusive back, power back? What do you consider yourself in terms of running back?
I only have one word, Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara. That's one name right there I can give for you.
You out here pulling Jeeps and trucks too?
Come on now. The balance is crazy. Do your research. It hit different. The balance is crazy. Yes, sir.
Talk about that, your game, and comparing it to Alvin Kamara.
Right. Alvin Kamara. And another one I throw out there, Christian McCaffrey. Them two right there, them are some exclusive, exciting running backs right there. Not only can they run the ball out the backfield, they can catch the ball out the backfield. Once they catch it, there ain't no catch and get down. They catching and breaking tackles and fighting for the extra yards and helping their team get some extra yards they need for the first down or a touchdown, whatever. That's what I like about them right there. Now they just not limited to one position. They can do multiple positions and ball at both of them.
I like that, man. You know, it's the same question I asked Joshua. You're a student athlete. Let's go to the student side.
Right.
What you majoring in?
Rehabilitation counseling.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about that, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See, where I grew up, I was on the north side of Houston. So, like, I done seen a lot of stuff, done a lot of stuff. So, once I'm done with this and I graduate in the spring, I'm looking forward to opening my own rehabilitation center where I'm from to help the people that where I came from that ain't had the guidance to help them to go to a rehabilitation center or something. So I want to be that help in hand that they can get instead of like just looking or not having no help or something when they can go right here. I got it for y'all.
I like that because the community is who you are. It's the fabric of the way you grew up. Now, you don't always have to keep it with you everywhere that you go, but the piece of it never leaves because what they say, you never forget where you come from. So a piece of that for you will always live with you, and that ultimately made the decision of what you want to do in life. And what you want to do in life is go back and help your community. What's that drive? What really forces that in you to say, you know what, I can't give up on my community?
I have a lot of people still on Instagram, social media and stuff. They looking at me as a role model, and some of the stuff that they wanted to do, I'm doing for them type stuff. Some people that came before me, they couldn't do it, but I'm doing what they want to do. Yeah. But I'm just taking it further than what they doing, and I seen where they messed up at, and I just want to give back and help to them. That's all best I can do.
Now look, and that's a good thing that you're doing because you're keeping yourself doing what you love, your God-given ability, and you're going out there and you're showcasing. And I think everybody is seeing you showcase it. That's why you first team all SWAC. As you look at the transition, of course, you had a close relationship with Coach Eric Dooley, but unfortunately, he is gone to Grambling now, so we'll see him. We'll see him at the Bayou Classic. But other than that, what is the transition for you been like with Coach Terrence Graves taking over this program, and what are the changes that you've seen that stand out best for you?
Discipline for sure, and I wouldn't say it was too much of a change because the same way I rock with Coach Dooley when he was my head coach, I rock with Coach Graves as my head coach. It's just Coach Dooley on the opposite side now, and I gotta give him that spanking that he needs. So, I've seen discipline and stuff, and a lot of guys they fired up and ready for the season, and they ready for Graves' addition, and we ready to show y'all what we're working with. So.
You a guy know the quarterback room as well because somebody got to hand you the ball off at practice. Right. What has stood out from you with all these guys? Of course, Noah Biden is the guy who came in, won the Bayou Classic last year. Harold Blood has since transferred. I saw Harold Blood on NCAA 25. Y'all done played NCAA 25? They got him on he's on the roster for Missouri, so he done made it. He done got a check and everything else. But now you look at this room that's left behind, man. Talk to me about the quarterback room for you guys and what you have noticed and how these guys are trying to separate themselves on who can possibly be the starter for the fall.
That's a hard question right there because I feel like we got three go-getters right now. Noah Biden, Zay, and we have Jalen Woods. I feel like all three of them, if the coach call their number, they can go in and provide for us and win any game at any week. So right now it's just about who the coach is going to pick. Yeah. I'm rocking with all three of them because I feel like they all got my respect. They some leaders. They show up, they do what they supposed to do, and I feel like they got the ability to go out there and win us a game. So right now we got a three-headed monster. I leave that in the coach's hand.
Yeah, and I like that because if you can look at a room and say, man, there's really no separation when you look at the leadership skill of all three of those guys. And Jalen, of course, he's not much of the runner like the rest, but then you look at Zay, he's the hometown guy, right? Coming out of Scotlandville, and everybody, of course, wants to put the backing and support behind the hometown guy because you had an opportunity to watch him the most, see him on the news, and then you have Noah who comes in. He was highly recruited coming out of high school, went to Grambling, and then transferred into Southern. So when you look at the battle of that room, I think that's going to be one of the biggest question marks coming into fall camp for Jaguar Nation. They want to know who's going to be the quarterback.
Right.
For 2 years, you had Bashawn McCray, then you left that, and then you went to Harold Blood. So it's been the inconsistency at the quarterback position, but I can tell you one thing. That running back room is it stays solid.
Stay solid. There's some dogs right there. They ready to be let loose. There's some dogs right there. Yes, sir.
So, man, right now I give you an opportunity, man, as we come to the end, man. Any shout-outs to anybody out there you want to give, man, or just now's your time?
Shout out mama. Shout out my family. Shout out Houston. Y'all know we have the best athletes, so let's stop the Florida and Louisiana right now. Let's stop it right now. You know I'm a Houston, baby. But, yeah, it's all love. It's all love. It's all love.
Well, guess what? Keep sending them to Southern then. If that's the best ones over there. Keep sending them something. Was everything good with your family with the hurricane?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for checking on.
Oh, yeah, man. Just wanted to make sure. My son is in Houston, so I had a chance to go over there last week. It was his birthday, and there was still plenty of people that unfortunately did not have power. So, yeah, so I understand.
Food, sport, and stuff. But, they shaking back from it. They doing good.
You rocking that under the jersey right there?
Of course.
You tucking that in?
Of course. Coach Graves let me rock out with it. Of course, you will be seeing it.
Man, the ice is blinging, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, guess what, man? Kendrick Grimes, that's the voice that you guys have been hearing. First team all-SWAC running back. Want to say thank you, man, for coming in. We're going to get ready to take a break. We're going to keep this thing going. We got the all-SWAC selection in the house, and we got a greatest part of his name, and I'm going to show him to you guys here in a minute. So you guys stay tuned. Go get your coffee. Go run to the bathroom. We're going to keep it going. All right, stay tuned. More to Jaguar Journal.
It's On the Yard Sports, and I'm Perry White, and what I need for you to do is go follow and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter right now.
T.R. Ricks is a fifth-year senior who's getting his first chance to drive the train that Bob talked about. And right now, he's driving it quite well because the Southern Jaguars are kicking butt in the SWAC conference. As Bob mentioned, 6-0 overall in the SWAC, and T.R. Ricks has played so well, over 2,000 yards passing. In the last 3 games running the football, he's been over 100 yards on the ground. The respect factor that he gets from his teammates is incredible. As a fifth-year senior who's never started, they elected him captain. And the numbers he has put up are represented on your screen. 27 total touchdowns on the offense, a pass percentage of nearly 60%. He could be the SWAC Player of the Year on the offensive side.
Best, and they're going to get a huge dose of the best offensive player in the SWAC, and that being Thomas Ricks.
Yeah, what Thomas Ricks has found a way to do is just beat defenses either with his arm, with his feet, or with his leadership capabilities, finding a way to win the games late with fourth quarter comebacks. He showed versatility and athleticism. He's a tremendous athlete that knows how to win, most importantly.
Really is a leader both on and off the field.
I just think it has come to a maturity level. I have a 4-year-old son, and, when he was born, I had to grow up fast and, just staying in school and practicing every day, trying to get better every day, just so he can have a better future. It's just been my inspiration. So, I just think that's my motor that drives me and, keeps me in the game.
His 4-year-old son, Collier, has not missed a game this season. They throw the football around in Rick's dorm room at Southern, and he says it's great playing football with Collier. 1st and 10. Ricks. He's got Vernon. Vernon makes the catch at the 45.
They can run the entire offense with all those guys in the game.
Ricks to Vernon. 1st down. Holmes in the backfield. Ricks. 1st down. Gage on the tackle, but not until Ricks picks up the 1st down. 2nd and 7. Ricks. Overstreet's got it. Across midfield. Ricks has a receiver downfield. It's caught for a touchdown. Territory. Ricks fakes the pitch. Gets inside the 15.
He's in the type of young men that represent his philosophy in life and in football.
Ricks in a shotgun. He's going to run it out to the 10. And 2nd and 11 after the holding penalty. Sidearm toss. And a nice catch. Ricks on the 1st and 10. Little draw play. Takes it outside. He's got the 1st down.
But Ricks going to take it up the middle.
Man, we got things rocking and rolling here in the studio. Good morning to everybody. I am Perry White. It is the Jaguar Journal. Hope you guys are having a great morning, because I'm having a great morning looking around at how live this studio is with the level of talent that's in here, both from the past and the present. And as we continue to keep things going, we got the all-SWAC selection in the building today. And we're talking about 2nd team all-SWAC linebacker right here at Southern University, Derek Williams. D. Williams, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm blessed to be here.
I'm about to say, don't be one of these soft-spoken linebackers, man. Come on now, them linebackers.
Can't be that.
Hey.
Can't be that. Got to be vocal. Got to be a leader.
That's what I'm looking for, man. And you make SWAC, all-SWAC selection, 2nd team, man. Let's talk about you. Miami guy, right? Dreadhead, shake him.
Yes,
all right.
Sir, yes,
Coming
sir,
from
yes,
the
sir.
bottom of that Florida, man. Talk about your journey. Florida, Miami, by way, coming all the way to Baton Rouge, man.
It's just a blessing just to be here. You know what I'm saying? Just to be able to make it out of Miami. It wasn't a lot of opportunities for guys like in my area. It was either playing ball or going the street route. And I'm just glad that God blessed my steps and ordered my steps for me to be here today.
You ever heard of the great Willie Quinn?
Yep. Willie, come on,
I'm just making sure.
You know, that was the greatest to walk through Southern University. That was one of the main reasons why I really was intrigued with Southern University. I seen Willie a lot when I was younger, seeing his highlights all over Miami, seeing people talking about him, posting his pictures and all videos and stuff like that. So Willie was a good inspiration for a lot of kids back in Miami.
Willie, the only person I ever known, made Sports Center top 10 3 times in one game. He made 3 Sports Center top 10 plays in one night out of one game. Mm-hmm. And, you know, to be able to, and he's every bit of what, about 5'5"?
5'5", he played like a giant, though.
He does, man. They called him the little giant, the mighty Queen, gone in the wind. It was a lot of stuff, you know, but when he will go down as one of the most exciting football players to ever suit up at Southern University. I think right now he owns the record for the most receptions, the most receiving yards. He also almost broke the FCS record for kick returns in the year. If it wasn't for them referees at Jackson State, I think he actually would have broke it, but he broke one and they called it back. So he actually tied for the most kick returns. But for you, you see that motivates you. You end up at Southern, but, you know, I got to talk to you. What's high school, man? I'm always about that high school pride.
High school, Miami Central High School.
Miami Central, that's pride.
Yeah, one of the best in the nation, Miami Central Rockets. One of the best in the nation. Look, my bad. State champions, you know what I'm saying? I got my state championship this year, my senior year. Over the past, I think, 14, 15 years, I think we got 11 state championships, 11 to 12 of them. So we got a good program. Got some good young guys coming up, you know what I'm saying? So about the Houston thing, you know, Florida, Miami, we got the best guys.
That's what I like right there. Talk your talk.
Speed comes from,
you
know, they come to the bottom of the map for a reason. Congrats them dogs.
Talk your talk, man, because, you know, it's always that Texas, Louisiana, Florida, right? Texas, they say they got the facilities, right? Man, you got everything you want in Texas, stadiums, workout facility. Louisiana, you just get it out the mud, right? You just, however you get it, you get it. But in Florida,
we ain't got nothing but space and speed.
They say in rabbits, you chasing the rabbits.
Yeah, they chasing rabbits. They chasing all type of stuff out there too.
I know they are, man. Look, now you chasing quarterbacks, running backs, and everything else, man. For you, I know growing up, did you always play on the defensive side of the ball, man? Yo, Ben, I'm pretty sure you played multiple positions growing up.
Growing up, no matter what year football it was, I played linebacker since I was 5 years old.
You just bred to be a linebacker.
I played running back linebacker, tight end linebacker, D-line and linebacker. No matter what year football, I played linebacker. I played linebacker my whole football career.
Man, listen, that means you've been a headhunter a long time. This doesn't come new for you.
Nah, nothing come new to me at all.
When you look at that linebacker room for yourself, man, and you're talking about that leadership, you guys definitely are the command of the defense, right? You yelling it out. You putting everybody where they need to be. You seeing things as you back there in that backfield. And, of course, you start to see that linebacker position change a little bit more. It's that hype. It ain't no old school days. You remember them big old linebackers, them big old, hey, you got to be quick now back there because you got the dual threat. You got the RPO offense these days, man. For you growing and learning that position and evolving, what helps you get better at that position and then looking at that room of guys around you?
I just feel like just being able to move in space, just working on quickness, lateral movement, things of that nature like that. Just like growing with the game, you know what I'm saying? You can't be stuck in a still place. You got to elevate with the game. The game elevate, you got to elevate your gameplay as well. So I feel like I'm very versatile. I can play the inside, I can play the outside, I could cover, I could run with the best, I could cover the best. I feel like I could do whatever. But the guys that's in my room, I feel like we got a lot of young talent and we got a lot of old talent. We got a guy like Joshua Tate, Mike Jones. We got a new Mike Jones.
Who? Okay, I ain't know. You know what's up. All right.
Yeah, we got a new transfer, Vincent Page, and we also got some young talent. We got some guys like Edric Williams, hometown guy like Marquise Baptiste, Michael Thomas. We got a lot of young guys with a lot of young talent. And I feel like as a group we could be real outstanding for Southern University.
What are you looking for when you walk in that room? You the leader now, of course. Your name is circled when teams scout and look at Southern University's defense and say, hey, man, you're going to have that guy right there in the middle of the field looking at you, D. Williams. For you talking about leadership, man. What are you looking for as you try to get the rest of those guys to elevate to where next year you see 2 names or 3 names on that all SWAC selection?
I just feel it's all about accountability. You know what I'm saying? If I just hold all my guys accountable, hold them to a certain standard, not lower the standard for anybody and make everybody reach that standard, I feel like we could have 2 or 3, 4 more SWAC selections next year. I just feel like it's all going to be us growing together because if I can't trust you to show up to weights, I can't trust you to make that big play in the game.
Yeah.
So We all gonna build trust just by us holding ourselves accountable, holding ourselves to the team standard, being where you're supposed to be, being where your feet are, and just that from there we could be able to grow and just grow as a team.
Let's look at Coach Miller, right? Defensive coordinator. And I think for a lot of people, when you see Southern's defense, it has been like right in the pocket for everybody for the past 2 years. But for you, being under him as a defensive coordinator, what do you like about his philosophy and just him in the room? Because every time I see him, he walking around, he got his shades on. He just missed the cool on the field. But at the end of the day, he's the guy that's calling the plays.
Yes, I like his energy. I love Coach Miller energy. I could feed off his energy, and I know a lot of his passion is real genuine. And I like the fact that the defense is not more of the fact try to be as much complicated to make you think. It's more of a simple and let's go play and let's go play fast. You know what I'm saying? He want everybody on the defense to be as comfortable as possible, everybody to understand their job thoroughly, understand the guys next to them job thoroughly. So the more you understand, the faster you can be able to play. So we try to hang our hat on being able to play fast, play physical, and play strong. So that's why I love Coach Miller's philosophy.
And, you got all those former Southern players and guys that's been around that defensive side of the ball, of course, with Coach Sean. You got both the Millers. You got Coach Scott, man. I'm pretty sure y'all defensive meetings are loud. Yeah. Loud and intense.
Loud and intense. That's all our coaches, but that's what we love them for.
Yeah.
They ain't going to breed us for no other better situations. Or we got guys, like you said, who done been through Southern University Hall of Famers, guys who really bled this blue and gold. So to be able to learn from them every day, for them to be able to teach us the game every day, I feel like it's just more than a blessing.
Let's talk about a student athlete, student first. Your major, man.
I'm a mass communications major.
Oh, this right up your alley.
Yeah,
I got to get you back on here more than. Okay, yeah.
Yes, sir. Mass communication major, focusing public relations or broadcasting. Just ready to field, podcast, interviewing, you know what I'm saying, news outlets. It's a lot of the field that I actually like to get into. So
anybody out there listening, the young man is ready. And guess what? Because of that, hey, I'm going to have you back here a lot more, man. This could be your playground to get to perfect your craft. I do radio, man. I went to school at Southern for political science. I ain't even do no mass coming. I was a political science major over in Higgins Hall. But, man, it's good to see that you're studying that. What you want to do?
I really want to go into probably news anchor. I want to work probably behind the field, like working the computer. I forgot the name of the call.
You want to be Mike?
Yeah. the engineer, the guy behind the scenes. But I just feel like I'm kind of well spoken. I'm good with my words. So if I could get behind the camera and get a mic in my hand and be a news anchor, that'd be fine with me. The same thing.
Man, how I got started, man, I was at Southern, man, and I have this. I have a YouTube channel and social media, On the Yard. And I started out, man, just wanting to tell stories about what was going on campus. There was a lot of stories of people doing good stuff. Alums, sports was doing good stuff, And so I just got with a guy, man, Garrett, and we got together and picked up a camera and a microphone and started doing it. And you never know where it'll lead you. And here I am doing radio, and here I am able to meet and talk with you guys, man. And for me, that's what it's all about, to tell the great stories of Southern University, both from the past and the present, and get people out there. Because the biggest thing for me is, I think for Southern, we have so many great stories of so many great people that have come through, man, that we often don't get a chance to continue those stories of those people. And I say this before we get off. I always say, I went to an LSU Auburn game a couple years ago, right? You know how many young people I saw walking around with Bo Jackson? They don't know who the hell Bo Jackson is. They only heard about him, right?
Yeah.
Don't know who the hell he is. But nonetheless, it is just that tradition and pride of knowing who your greats and who came before you, that you tell those stories and you keep that pride behind those people. Mm-hmm. And most of all, that's for me, man. That's why I'm glad that you guys were able to come in. Y'all all SWAC, so y'all have solidified yourself. No matter where you go in life and somebody say, man, was you a good ball player? Hey, you always refer right back to that all SWAC selection. You have been able to cement your name in history of being one of the greats at Southern. Now y'all got to live up to the expectation, and that's at the end of the day. Kelby Givens, I wish we could have had him here. He's out of town, but he's the other guy that made all SWAC, and as well as he is the preseason SWAC Defensive Player of the Year. So, man, now's your time to give a shout-out to anybody out there, man, for you.
First, I want to give a shout-out to the man above. Thank you, Jesus Christ. Thank you, God, for allowing me to be here today. I want to give a shout-out to my mom back at home, my family back at home. Shout out to all my teammates, all my loved ones, all my supporters, and I just can't wait to start this season to get rolling.
Man, look, I appreciate all you guys, man. Joshua, Kendrick, along with you, D. Williams, and hey, Appreciate you, dog. Hey, all of y'all, man, for coming in this morning and being able to talk with me. Because one thing people always say, man, they want to hear from the players. They want to hear from you guys. And with SWAC Media Day just passing and all you guys' name being checked off that all SWAC selection, these are the names that you look for this year. When you get that media guide and you looking on the field, you make sure you remember from the center position, Joshua Trash Jr., that running back position, Kendrick Grimes, and you looking at that guy in the middle of the field, hawking him down, Shark. He's a shark out there, D. Williams, all right? So these are just some of the names, and Kelby Givens, he going to stand out. You going to know who that big dude in the middle doing all that. So, man, appreciate you guys for coming in, man. And look, man, love y'all, man. I'm more than welcome to come on here anytime. So let's get ready to take a break. When we come back on the other side, I'm going to go to the past with y'all. I'm going to go way back in. This the one. It ain't the 2 or the 3. This the one. And I think y'all will be surprised and really like this one. So y'all stay tuned. Go use the bathroom. You got a second to take a break. We'll be back. More of the Jaguar Journal.
Southern was a little late to the game of football. They had started earlier in the CIAA up at Hampton and those schools up there. And when J.S. Clark became president of Southern University in 1914, he had already visited Tuskegee and these Howard and the other schools, and they had a football program. And he wanted to compete with them, not just in the classroom, but also on the football field. So it started as an intramural. We had intramurals when we first came in 1914 through 1916-17, and then the intramural program evolved into the varsity, into the football program in 1918. Coach Big Charlie Holmes from Colorado State, he came here as an assistant coach, but he took over around 1922, 1923, and he did very well through the early 20s. But he came up to 26. He broke even. He was expected to do well, and 27. I don't find any records where he won any games there, and he was replaced. But the person he was replaced by was a legendary. Name is Bryce Union Taylor from the University of Southern California. Out there, he had been an All-American. He was the guy that stopped the 4 Horsemen of Notre Dame. And then he went to Chaffin University in South Carolina at 27. In 1928, he became the head football coach at Southern University and athletic director. And he really put Southern on the map. He had a lot of firsts. First of all, he had the first All-Americans we had came under him. Therefore, he had the greatest winning percentage in Southern University. He won 85% of his game here. And he had our first undefeated season in 1931 when he was 7-0, and but he was not declared national champ, but he was considered for that. But he was our first great coach during that early period, Bryce Union Taylor. We don't want to forget him. Arnett W. Mumford, he's a national icon in coaching. He had coached 10 years in Texas, Jarvis Christian, Bishop, and Texas College. But the last 5 or 6 years at Texas College, he was very, very outstanding. He won 2 SWAC titles, and he had won a national black championship at Texas College and 35. So therefore, Southern was interested in getting him here, and Dr. Felton Clark was very instrumental in the person to get him here. But his impact it goes much further than Southern University and State of Louisiana. He won 12 SWAC titles, 10 of them at Southern and 2 at Texas College. And he won 5 or 6 national black championships. And also, he was very successful in the first interracial bowl game, the Fruit Bowl in San Francisco in 1948 when he played San Francisco State. And he won that game decisively. But his influence extended much further than the boundaries of Southern University. He was recognized nationally as a great coach. His winning record, he didn't coach over a period of 35 years, and a couple of those years they didn't have teams because of the war. But he won 246 games, second only to Eddie Robinson with his 402 game over 55 years, I should add. And so always had loyal supporters, and they would follow the team everywhere they would go in large numbers. So Southern became the team that everyone loves to beat. Love every Saturday. It's the toughest game we have every Saturday. So if they don't win another game, they figure if they win the Southern game, they had a good season. And because we carry a large crowd with us everywhere we go too, so a lot of people like that. And we like to brag about how good we are. And of course that helps out. But it is a vista to the university, using the football athletics period to use that way to introduce the university to people who may not have known the university. Went through a period of 20 years, 30 years, I believe it was, after Mom, till we got Coach Peach Richardson in 1982, 83, and then he returned us to the glory years. Rivalry with Grambling has always been there because it's an intrastate rivalry. And we played Grambling a few times before 1948, but after then, we didn't play.
We are back. It is the Jaguar Journal. I had to sit down for this one, y'all. Look, I stood up. Want to thank all the Southern University football players coming into the studio today. Have an opportunity to talk to Joshua Trash Jr., second team all SWAC, coming off that center position on the O-line. You're talking about Kendrick Rhymes, first team all SWAC running back, and then Derek Williams, second team all SWAC on the defensive side of the ball, linebacker. But now, this the one. It ain't the 2 or the 3. Listen, I don't even know if y'all know how hard I had to go. I had to dig. I had to go. I had to find it. And guess what I did? And man, listen, gotta welcome to the Jaguar Journal one of the greats of Southern University. If not, he might be, your name is great. Nate the Great Harrison. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Come on closer to the mic, man. We're going to get every bit of this sound bite right here, man. I can't even believe we was able to pull this one out, but we were, man. I got to shout out Coach Chris Scott. Coach Chris Scott, he the only person I think could have found you, man. Nate, what's up?
Man, I'm here, living life, loving life.
I'm glad to have you in the studio, man. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to paint a picture for you guys, right? So everybody know I came to Southern around 2010. I'm from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, right? So I came to Southern, I transferred here, and as I start to incorporate myself deeper and deeper into the Jaguar Nation, learning about the history, I'd always known about Southern football growing up. My mom went to UAPB, so SWAC was always incorporated in me. But as I started to want to know more and more about Southern, for a lot of people my age, Southern, as they got older, was the 90s. Pete Richardson, right? Yeah. Got to see the Pete years, the great golden years of coming through the 90s and the early 2000s. But before that, everybody who I talk to, and I don't care who it is, I say, man, name me some of the guys who you think was the best. And the number one name that comes up 100% of the times, oh, Nate the Great. Nate the Great. Nate had, let me tell you, but you have such a unique story to you as well. I mean, you was this phenomenal athlete, man. But you got pulled so many different directions. But I first got to start, man. You from right here in Baton Rouge. Talk to me about just Baton Rouge and just you and your upbringing.
My upbringing is, I'm a Scotlandville boy, born and raised in Scotlandville. Out of the field, if you know anything about Baton Rouge, I'm right at the back gates of Southern University. Grew up there. Got my love for football. My first love, believe it or not, was soccer, man.
My son is the captain of his soccer team right now.
I started playing soccer at like 5 or 6 years old. That was like one of my first sports.
Uh-huh.
And soccer like pretty much kept me in condition for everything that followed after then. Track, football, basketball, baseball. But that foundation was soccer. And my hat's off and my rest in peace to my soccer coach, John Knight.
How old were you when at that age of starting soccer?
I was about 5 or 6 years old.
And did everybody kind of could tell, like, man, that's a little athlete right there?
Not at first, because we started a soccer team, and trust, we was like the only black soccer team back then. I think at the beginning we thought we was just playing kickball.
Yeah.
We had no clue about what we was doing, man. Just really out there just having fun.
Yeah.
I said, man, this is my mama way of getting rid of me, man. She sent me out here to play soccer.
And I'm sure, kids, man, you got to give, especially soccer, it's a way because, young boys, we got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, you're a young boy, man, because even my son, man, listen, Instead of just telling man, sit down, go do some hand, you got to let them go. Soccer is a great sport. It will wear them out. And like you said, the conditioning. So for you, you started out in soccer. When did the football aspect begin?
Football started maybe like about 4th grade. It was actually so funny because I was actually just walking to one of the practices, like the elementary school practice with one of my friends. They're in 6th grade. I'm in 4th grade. I'm just watching them practice. And I just happened to pick the ball up, and I started throwing the ball on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, the coach was Royal McCassell, former police officer for Baton Rouge, also former professional player for the Houston Oilers.
Mm-hmm.
His son was a quarterback. And we were out there practicing. I'm throwing the ball, just messing around. And he was like, hey, kid, come here. Throw that ball again. He was like, here, wait a second. And he gave me a note with a piece of paper. He's like, take this home to your mama. Tell her to sign this paper. You come back out here and play football. He's like, well, I'm in 4th grade. He's like, that's why I gave you the letter. 4th graders can't play with the 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
But he gave me the note. I took it to my mom. She was like, no, you're not playing football. Football's not for you. And I'm like, Dad, sign this paper. My dad signed the paper, and the journey started.
Quarterback. It looked like that was just you from the jump.
That's it.
Did you watch anything as you were growing up? Were there any quarterbacks in particular watching television, watching pro football? Was it anybody that, kind of persuaded you to be like, you know what, maybe one day I can? Or that was just all natural, just came around, just a blessing?
I think the throwing part came natural. We kind of found out I could throw and had a pretty strong arm like in elementary school. We had a softball throwing contest at Tanglewood Elementary. So we're throwing the ball. Everybody's throwing the ball. I get the ball, and I just sling it. Coach was like, what the? Do that again. I throw it again.
I take it you got that a lot growing up. Do that again.
Yeah. So he was like, man, we got to nurture this. This is something we can work with, So he started to tell the other coaches about me, like at Central Middle and the other schools that I went to following. And it kind of grew from there.
Were you a big kid growing up?
Oh, no, man, like a stick figure. Literally like a stick figure, man. You know what? I actually didn't start gaining weight until, true story. I'm a junior in high school, and I'm going on recruiting trips. Not really recruiting trips. People were talking to me about this university, that university. And I go to Southern University. And the quarterback at the time was Brian Brown. He's like a junior or senior, a junior that year. And I come in, and he's like, so you think you can play quarterback? So you think you coming over here to Southern University and play quarterback? He's like, boy, you too little and skinny. You come over here, we're going to break you up. That day, that motivation, I went back to Southern Lab right across the street. That was the first day I ever lift weights in my life.
That right there. That's a hell of a story.
From that point on, I started lifting weights, working out. That next year, I think I grew maybe like 2 inches, gained about 10 pounds.
That's when you bulked up.
That's when I bulked up.
Let's talk about that Southern Lab journey, right? The Lab fam, man. Listen, I was there for their reunion Listen, there's no pride like that Southern Lab pride, man. Listen, them kittens are different.
We cut from a whole different cloth, man.
That's what they tell me.
Hey, it's like you taking our school. For once, people looked at us like, oh, here's a little private school. They're going to do this, they like this. But our private school consisted of every neighborhood that you could think of. Like out of the hood.
Yeah.
We had people from Zion City, from Banks, from the field. And that combination of getting all these people to come together and be on one accord was beautiful, man.
Now, which one of them you out of?
I'm out of the field.
Okay, all right.
I'm out of the field, right at the back gate of Southern University.
Okay, the field.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we call it.
The field.
The actual name is University Place, but the adopted name has been the field.
The field.
Yeah. You asked about it's real in the field. You asked about
That's where you was roaming.
And see that but it's like a pool of talent. It's so much talent back there, it's ridiculous. We had, I want to say 3, maybe 4 generations of Southern University quarterbacks. We had Derek Gibbs, you had Norman Gibbs, you had Norris, you had myself to play quarterback. All of us out of the field. You got major NFL players, Leon Seals, and all those guys. I grew up with those guys.
And I can imagine a lot of guys who didn't make it.
Oh, my God.
Hell of an athletes.
Super talented athletes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a journey that it makes you appreciate. In the lab, man, it was like a big family. And if you know anything about Southern Lab, we don't have a junior varsity.
Mm-hmm.
So I literally started playing varsity football in 8th grade. By the time I was 9th grade, I was starting varsity at quarterback. True story, get to Southern Lab 8th grade. There's two seniors at quarterback. Derek Gibbs was one of them. Known quarterback, Russell Franklin the other. And me coming in 8th grade, the senior. After our first 2 practices, that senior was 3rd string quarterback. I was 2nd string quarterback.
I talk about that competition. That room can go crazy right quick.
Oh, my God. When I tell you it was competition, it was healthy competition.
Yeah.
And our coaches groomed us up. Like I say, my hat's off to Coach Porter and Coach Perkins. Because it was like me, I was a student of the game.
Mm-hmm.
They made sure of that. You learn the defense. You learn the offense. You learn as a quarterback, we had to know everything that everybody on the field was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So if the lineman needed a blocking scheme, we can tell him what his scheme is. The running back, where to go, the receiver, what route to run. You always had to be in contact. And then like Coach Porter, Coach Perkins, made sure you learn how to read defenses. And so if you're a student of the game and you learn to read defenses, it doesn't matter what what the defense does in your offense, because you know what you're going to do and they're only assuming or trying to figure it out. So if you learn to read defenses, if the strong safety move over, then we come in behind him. If he comes up to the line, then we're going to go hot right here. So no matter what they do is wrong. If you're a student of the game, you get that comfortable feeling, and then you can play.
Did you play any other position at Southern Lab?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
At Southern Lab and at Southern.
Well, we're going to get to the Southern story. That's going to be.
Southern Lab, same thing. It was I played receiver. We got to our senior year. Our coach was like, well, we have 2 quarterbacks. He actually came to Southern University too, Rod Franklin. I played receiver. Rod would play quarterback, and I'd play receiver. So we'd switch up like that. Also punted. I kicked field goals.
That's that soccer.
That's it.
That's that soccer look.
That's
that humble beginning, right?
That's it.
Let's get ready to do. Let's take a break right quick. And when we come back on the other side of the break, we'll continue this conversation. We'll start to get to the Southern legacy, right? We got the beginnings. Let's get to the Southern legacy. So y'all stay tuned, man. This is a great one for you guys. All right, stay tuned. More to Jaguar Journal.
Darius Skelton has really had this wave of momentum for Southern.
Yeah, first-year player in this program. I love his decision-making. He makes quick decisions, particularly when running the run-pass option game. That's his specialty. He's been an impact for this offense since he took over as starting quarterback.
Well, Darius Skelton is a dual-threat quarterback. He can throw the football. He's very good at throwing the ball down the field. We're going to work on this spring those intermediate passes, but down the field, he's one of the better down the field passes that I've seen.
Play action, Skelton going for it all, has a man, and hauling it in is Hunter Register.
And then when you talk about running ability, he has running back capabilities. He can go the distance. He has the speed to go the distance. He has the power, and he has the vision. And I think when you put that with a dual threat quarterback, I think he's the reason why we're so happy about this coming season.
Skelton feeling the pressure. Skelton eludes a couple of tacklers. He's still on his feet. Oh my! Little shake and bake juke move, baby.
Being a quarterback, man, it's not easy at all. It was hard being here and having the expectations to be the starter and not being the starter. It was overwhelming. Like, I was ready to play, and not playing when I was ready to play just made me kind of look at life differently and really think, should I be here or should I not? And I talked to God, and he just settled me down, and he told me to be patient. That's what I did.
Skelton, who started the last 6 games of 2018 for the Jaguars. They went 5-1. Their only loss to Alcorn State in the SWAC title game. Taking the jet sweep, and Skelton awfully good with his leg. Blitz. Register, the receiver at the bottom of your screen. Nice grab, who have had an impact here in the year lowing. Southern still. Skelton comes up for the third time. Faking the jet sweep, he'll keep it. A good lead block as he cuts it to the outside. The fake to Ben. Skelton will run. And dragging with them for a few yards. Darius. The time stepping up into the end zone has registered. Flag down, catch made, touchdown, and it's actually first quarter yards. Southern 121, McNeese 40. Fresh set of downs as we begin the second quarter, and looking deep, Skelton for register.
What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107. All right, we are back. It is the Jaguar Journal. Good morning to you guys. Hope you're enjoying this hell of a great show. Nate the Great Harrison, a former Southern University quarterback. Listen, if you mention to anybody this name right here, they'd be like, Nate the Great? Let's go to the phone line right quick. We got CJ on the phone. Good morning, CJ.
Good morning, Perry. How you doing this morning?
Doing good. How about yourself?
All right, and look, I'm glad to see you got someone there named Nate the Great, and he really was. But I'm just glad you bring a lot of the back talent that came in through Scotlandville. It was really great. But on a sad note, I'd just like to say we'd like to give our prayers out to the Elgin Stewart family. He passed away last week, and he was a great kid. Came out of Capital High School, and he was a quarterback at Southern as well. So I just listened to your show and finish up.
All right, thank you, CJ.
Thanks. All right, thanks.
All right. Nate, as we continue, come on a little closer to that mic, man. Come on a little closer to that mic. Let them people hear you. As we talk about this story now, you know, we're transitioning to the Southern University side now. You coming out of Southern Lab, and now I've always heard the story Southern never really recruited the Southern Lab kid, or it seemed like it was always hard to kind of get those kids to transition over to Southern. But for you, what was the deciding factor leaving Southern Lab? You from right there behind the campus to stay right there within the neighborhood?
I think my driving force was my parents. I wanted to be somewhere where my mom could see me play every day.
Mm-hmm.
And literally coming out of there, I had Florida State, Georgia, University of Miami, UCLA, and USC sitting in my living room with my mom and my dad, and I'll go on national television to say where I'm going to school.
So you did the whole big thing.
Yeah. Go on television to Channel 9 or whatever, and I announced, hey, I'm going to Southern. My mom said it was just like a big uproar. He's going to Southern.
Yeah.
Why is he going to Southern?
Really?
Yeah, it's like, because at the time, mind you, Southern didn't even have a coach.
Yeah.
They didn't even know who the head coach was going to be.
Yeah.
But my mind was set, and my mentality was, if I'm as talented as everybody say I am, then they're going to see me nowhere where I play at.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to play for the hometown people that I've been playing for all these years. And my mom and dad see me play every time I play.
And what year was this when you were coming into Southern?
87.
87. No, I was born in 88, so I missed that.
Hey,
I
man,
missed it.
Hey, don't tell my age like that.
I'm telling mine,
This
man.
baby,
Look.
was I rocking you, man?
So, you picked Southern over all of these huge name schools, right? And you bring your talent to Southern. Now, when you get to Southern, what is that football program like for you? What are you seeing as you look at the program?
Well, coming from Southern Lab, all we knew was like hard work. And we had the mentality that if you work hard enough, no matter where you at, what you're doing, it's going to prevail.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got to Southern University, they had the culture was everybody was working hard, everybody was striving towards the same goals. And we had big name players, man. Like, these guys was giant to me.
Talk to me about some of those names. Take me down a walk down memory lane.
People like Michael Ball played cornerback. You talking somebody cornerback that's 225, 230, running 4.4s and 4.5s. We had Gerald Perry. He was like about 6'7", 6'8", about 315. Big Joe about 315. We had monsters, man, like we played with. Like I said, some of these guys were so big I couldn't even see over the line. I had to look between the line. I had to look between the lines some of the time,
you look at the coaching staff. What was because you said didn't have a coach. What was coming out of Otis Washington?
Yeah, we leave at Otis Washington, and our coaching was at that time, like I said, when I decided to go to Southern, they didn't have a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Marino Casson was named as a coach. He took over as coach, I think, my freshman year. And
what was that like when you got a chance to meet Coach Chasm?
Oh, man, you meet the Godfather. Say, Holmes, come here. Now, I heard that you got this and this going on, but ain't gonna be one chief on this field. I say, well, we ain't Chief, we Jaguars. He said, well, we ain't the Braves no more. I said, you was a coach at Alcorn, but we Jaguars.
Oh, you had a little snap back to you.
Yeah, he's like, but you know what I mean, Holmes. Now, don't play with me, because I... Coach Cass, I love him to this day, man. Rest in peace. But he was a straight disciplinary person. Like, you knew not to play with him.
Mm-hmm.
You knew what the information and instructions he give you. If you follow him, you know you're going to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
His track record was proven. So, I mean, he came in and installed the discipline and the hard work ethics, and we're going to run you till your tongue hang out. If anything happens, you're going to be in better shape than other guys.
Yeah.
But you're going to be ready to go. And that was his mentality. And he worked us, bro. Trust me.
So you come in, how long did it take before Nate, because this before the great, how long did it take Nate Harrison to instill himself into that rotation where you saw your name being called on Saturdays?
Before I got there.
You were already the starter.
Yeah.
See, help me out.
It was almost like part of me signing.
Mm-hmm.
It was understood that I was going to start as quarterback, coming in as a freshman. And my work ethic, when I got to Southern University, it was nothing they could do but teach me the playbook.
Yeah.
I was in the best shape I can possibly be in, ready to go. My mental was there because Coach Perkins and Coach Porter had instilled the football culture. Like, you're going to read this defense, you're going to know this, you're going to know everything about the game and what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to know your opponents inside and out. Their weaknesses, their tendencies, whatever they are, that's what we were on. And as we progressed through Southern, man, it was just like we had Casson for a minute, and then I went into Gerald Kimball, which was a totally different offense and a totally different culture. We started to throw the ball more. And that's when I started to, like, come into my own.
Mm-hmm.
The game started to come to me more as I started to relax into the game and started playing Coach Kimball's offense. It was more familiar to me than what we was doing with Coach Casson.
Mm-hmm.
We still had a lot of success with Coach Casson, but the familiarity gave me a calmness so I could settle down and kind of play.
What game did you transform in as you started your college career? Was it game one? When did you transform?
Game one.
Game one. See, that's what I'm saying. Look, that's how you know when you got the great to you. It was from the jump.
From the jump. We played Alabama State.
And I heard you was just to do it all. Go ahead.
We were playing Alabama State. We were in Alabama. And they jumped out on us. We come back and tie the game up, but then they jump out, take the lead, and I think it's like maybe 3 minutes left in the game. My freshman year is my first game. And I never forget me, Denard Johnson, Elliot Searcy, as receivers, Wyatt Harris. Man, we marched down the field, and I threw I think about a 40-yard pass to Denard Johnson in the corner of the end zone for the win. And I was like, oh, man, there's nothing like that feeling. Your first game, your first win. Mom, I'm going to Disneyland. It's just the first game, you know.
When did because you obviously know Nate the Great Harris. You've heard this. When did this start, coming around? Was it still during your playing days? Because, listen,
I was doing the playing. It was actually like we played Bethune-Cookman, I think it was. And I dropped back to throw a pass, and I'm in the thing, the line collapsed, and I got a guy coming from each side, and I'm looking at him getting ready to hit me, so I dug forward, and when I jumped back, and the two guys hit each other.
Oh, man.
And I made a spin move, and I threw the ball downfield for a touchdown, and the commentator was like, oh my God, did you see that? That's Nate the Great. He did this. This is magic. And I was like, I just went with it, whatever.
Let's go to the phone lines real quick. Let's go to Chuck. Good morning, Chuck. How you doing? We got about 2 minutes for you.
Good morning, Brother Wayne and Brother Harrison. Hey, Brother Harrison, I remember you played. I listened to that game on radio in 1986 when you all. I'm from up in Monroe, Louisiana. I'm a graduate of St. Frederick Catholic High School, and our rival is a school that you faced, Washita Christian School, and I listened to the '86 game when you all mopped the field with Oak Grove, which was a shutout. That was your Wasman got revenge on John Curtis and won the state championship. I grew up in the Wasman area. I watched you play at Southern, and that Southern team. One of your teammates is from Monroe. He played at Neville. Charles Wright. He's now principal at Washita Parish High School.
Oh yeah, that was the backup quarterback, Charles Wright.
Oh yeah, he's principal at Washita Parish High School. He's doing everything. His son, went to Grambling. He's quarterback at Grambling on that 2016 Celebration Bowl team. Charles Wright Jr. And I remember you quite well. You and Milo Klein, Peter. I know you all came out of Southern Lab. Oh yes, I'm from that time. Oh yeah, you all. I remember you all went. Carl Porter. He mopped the field. He showed Vic Dalrymple, legendary coach at Oak Grove High, what Southern Lab was about. And I remember you quite well. And then another guy was on the team from out in my area, Eric West.
Oh yeah, receiver. I remember E West too. Yeah, that's one of the receivers.
Oh man, I'm glad that you were able to come on. That Brother White was able to get you on so you see the history. I watched you play. I was at Bayou Classic. And by the way, I want you all to know, I'm gonna land on this one. The 1991 Bayou Classic. That's when it was first shown on NBC. I was a junior in high school. I sat here at home and watched that game. And the guy who called the game that was the analyst was Broadway Joe Namath. I want to land on that one.
All right, thank you, Chuck.
Okay, all right, y'all take care.
Appreciate you as always, Chuck. Chuck, take you down and walk down memory lane.
Yeah, Chuck remembers some stuff now.
Let's get ready to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. I have Nate the Great Harrison, Southern University, great quarterback. All right, we'll be right back. More of the Jaguar Journal.
It's On the Yard Sports, and I'm Perry White, and what I need for you to do is go follow and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter right now.
For the first time in the 79-year history of the Southwestern Athletic Conference Elite Championship game determines the overall champion today. Live from Legion Field in Birmingham, Alabama, it's the champions of the East, Jackson State, taking on Southern, the champs from the West. Hello, everybody. George Johnson along with Charles Mann. And I got to tell you, a great poet once said this is the way it's supposed to be. And it is. Number 11 Southern taking on number 15 Jackson State. Both programs have won 3 SWAC titles over the decade. So it's only fitting in the first SWAC championship game we determine the program of the decade. We've got a lot of offense out on the field. And yet this guy right here, he's going to tell you this game's all about D.
It's always all about D, George. You know that. It's always all about D.
An all-pro defensive end is going to tell you that. When you think about Jackson State, this is a team that is very potent offensively, but defensively they've led the SWAC throughout most of the year. They've got the best player in defense in the SWAC, and that's Tommy Head.
Tommy Head. Get used to saying that name. You'll say it all day. He'll be all over the field. He's always around the football. He's the leading tackler on this team. He also has 5.5 sacks.
At one point this year, Southern led the nation in scoring defense. Then they ran into Florida A&M. They've got a lot of guys out there that can get it done, but at the top of the list is DeMarcus Miller.
DeMarcus Miller, the linebacker coach, Terrence Graves, told me there's one word to describe this kid, and that is relentless. He's only 5'10", 285 pounds. He makes a lot of plays, though.
Relentless, appropriate word for our third member of the broadcast team, and that's Joe Clare, who's standing by down on the sideline. Joe?
Yes, indeed. I'm down here on the field capturing all the pageantry and revelry that is black college football. Birmingham, Alabama is a lovely city. This is the inaugural SWAC championship in their city, so they came out to have a good time. I will be covering the bands, the cheerleaders, shout-outs, all of that kind of stuff. Back to you guys up top.
All right, thank you very much, Joe. You know, earlier this year, Southern beat Jackson State, the 4th straight win over the Tigers. But what's most impressive about Southern, they haven't lost a conference game in 25 outings. They put it on the line against Jackson State. We look at the starting lineups brought to you by Western Union Money Transfer, the fastest way to send money worldwide. You saw the backs. Here's your offensive line. Damon Nivens is a first-team All-SWAC member. Defensively, there's your starting lineups for Jackson State's defense. Chandler, Tommy Head, Edward Reese, pretty good middle linebacker. Rashard Anderson is a professional prospect, and they say he will be in the NFL next year. It is your starting lineup. Brought to you by Western Union. Mark Washington is your quarterback. Destiny Wright, the all-time leading rusher in school history, is the tailback. Jeremiah Todd is an all-SWAC selection. All-SWAC team on the offense, and look how many players in this game alone. Jackson State with Wright and Morris.
On offense,
Kevin
it looks
Thomas,
like Jackson State.
And Jeremiah Todd, and why not? They're the #1 offense in the conference. These two teams have great defenses, and it's reflected by the all-SWAC team. I mean, 4 players from Jackson State,
right.
4 players from Southern. And the punt is going to bounce around midfield, and it looks like it was fumbled again. It's loose, and it's picked up by Southern.
An inaugural game here for SWAC. SWAC has moved its headquarters to Birmingham, and it is just a wonderful game. The excitement is in the air.
And then he's going to throw the football. Completes this one to Daniel Guy. Guy stood on his feet. Guy's going to go in. Touchdown! Brian Reynolds will come in and attempt the PAT, which is up, and it is good. On the record books at Jackson State. This time, nothing doing, and here comes your man, DeMarcus Miller.
Yeah.
Miller led the club with 17 tackles for a loss, as Reynolds will set up for the field goal attempt. This one will be from 20 yards out. He's 3 of 3 between 20 and 29 yards out. Kick is up, kick is good. So we've come to the end of the first quarter with Jackson State leading 10-3. Ball is at the 31-yard line. Again, throwing the football downfield. Oh, and his receiver, Hayes, makes the catch. See you later. Touchdown, Southern. And every time you think Southern struggles, they come back, they make a play. They've done it all year long. Kick is up, kick is good. Second down and a yard to go. Again, they give it to Lewis. Lewis finds room. Lewis still on his feet. Lewis making a move to the outside. He's inside the 25, the 10, the 5. What a run by Ryan Lewis. 69-yard run for Ryan Lewis. And how about this? Kicks up, kicks good. Halftime, George Johnson along with Charles Mann. Southern trailed in this football game 10-7. Then they reel off 14 straight points, and they do it with the big plays.
And that's something that we didn't think would happen, at least from Southern's perspective. They've been able to methodically go down the field on people and win ball games, not the big plays. You saw the big play by Ryan Lewis running 69 yards, the nice throw by Terrence Levy. This is something that I don't think Jackson State thought they would.
All right, we're back. It is the Jaguar Journal. Good morning to everybody. I'm joined in the studio with Nate, the great Harrison, Southern University legend. Listen, if you ain't heard the story, well, I can't tell you ain't heard the story. Y'all done heard the story. I'm the newcomer learning the stories, but we're sitting here talking off camera. Let's talk about a story you was telling me about with Jackson State, right? And of course, everybody knows Southern and Jackson State. Look, that's a hated rival, but you and the story of what you was telling me at Jackson. Now, what happened here? Because people got plenty of stories. This is a great story.
We had, all right, it was the night before. We were there. We practiced at Jackson State the night before. It's Jackson State's homecoming, so they have their concert lined up, and they had the 2 Live crew.
What year was this?
This was 87.
Okay.
88, I'm sorry. So we had, they had the 2 Live crew, and me and a couple other guys, which they encouraged me. I wasn't a bad guy. Rest in peace, Derry Brooks. Brooks, his one of his guys from his hometown played with Jackson State too, like his best friend. So we went over there with them. We snuck out the hotel room to go to the concert. And look, we get back to the hotel room. I'm like, oh, we made it.
Because you the one when it saw the 2 Live crew.
Yeah, we happy, pumped. Man, we made it. Coach didn't catch us. Nobody caught us. So I walk in my hotel room, and I'm going back to the bathroom, and the coach is standing behind the door like, oh, so did you have a good time? He's like, you're not going to play tomorrow. I was like, oh, no, coach, you're not going to play. So the next day the game starts, and I'm sitting on the bench, and it's like first quarter goes, second quarter starts to go. And then my mom and dad's looking at me like, "What did you do? What did you do?"
And at this point, how's the game? What direction is the game going?
The game is Jackson State is like punishing us now. I think it was up like 14-7 or 14-6 because we had the 2 field goals. And finally, my mom or somebody in the crowd started hollering, "We want Nate. We want Nate." And Coach looked at me. Coach Kim said, "I don't care what they want. You're not going in the game. You're not getting in the game. You're going to stay out."
So, you got the crowd behind you yelling, "We want Nate.
We want Nate." And then, like, finally he just said, okay, just go over there and start warming up. You're going in the game. So he put me in the game like midway of the second quarter, and we started to come back.
Mm-hmm.
We turned the game around. We come back. We beat Jackson State. And it's funny because it was their homecoming, but then myself and Aeneas Williams ended up with the offensive and defensive most valuable players.
Uh-huh.
So we took their hardware home with us that day.
Oh, that's a great feeling.
It's an awesome feeling because look, then as the game started, they started jogging around the field and they kept hollering, "Nathaniel."
Oh, they was messing with
you. They was like, "We got something for you." You know, they just calling my name, just jogging around the field. But, in the end, we got the last laugh. So
that is a hilarious story because, you got Coach sitting there trying to stand on his morals, right?
Yeah.
You're not going in the game. But then you get in there and you flip the script, the fans, you make the Jaguar Nation happy, you make the team happy, and most of all, you make you and your coach happy.
Yeah, we come out with a win.
When you had those rivalry games, of course, the Bayou Classic, Southern FAMU would had the longest non-conference rivalry of any HBCU. But that was a hatred rival. And then the Jackson State. And then you got Alcorn right up the road. For you, what are some of the most memorable games? Or do you have that just one most memorable game for you?
Yeah, I actually have 2. One, we played against Prairie View. I think I was like a sophomore. And
I wasn't even expecting you to go to Prairie View route.
We played, I scored like 4 touchdowns. Like, running and throwing. And it was like, that was like one of the games I remember. And I think another memorable was one we lost. Playing against Strahan.
Michael Strahan, Texas Southern.
Mm-hmm. That game, he changed his number to my number.
Really?
He wore 11. He said, "You see how I got to change this number? I'm going to be on you just like
he talking
this jersey."
to you?
Oh, yeah. We talked the whole game. Like
you and Michael Strahan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he made the pros on that game, sacking me, man. I'm almost sure he made the pros on that game.
It wasn't one of your best days?
No, look. Offensive line had breakdowns, But coach was like, "Man, you guys got to stop throwing those lookout blocks." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "They act like they blocking a guy, then they holler, 'Look out!'" I said, "Oh, man, no." But that was my guys, man. But
and then you and I talked about a game versus Howard in Los Angeles at the Coliseum, right? Howard and Southern University, I want to say the year is 1991. They expected 70,000 people at this game. You said it was beyond 70,000.
It was 70,000 plus. It was packed out, standing room. And it was like the big rival. We're going to go against them. And the game was awesome. I mean, we went back and forth the whole game. We get down to like the end of the game. And like the last play of the game, I think I dropped back to throw a pass, and I was going to throw it to Cornell, but he wasn't open. So I took off running. I jumped and tried to dive into the end zone. And if you let me tell the story, I was in the end zone. I jumped over, man. Ball's in the end zone, but they say my leg was down before the ball. It was like, no, you look at the replay, everybody's like the stadium going crazy. No, we're in. Touchdown. Yeah, that was a hard one to swallow.
Man, you look back over there, man, and for me, I'm so excited to hear these stories this morning because I heard so much from everybody else. But to hear from you, to sit here and talk to you, to lay my eyes on you and see you, man, this is another one that I have to check off the books, right? I've had opportunities to sit down with Roger Kadar, Pete Richardson, Aeneas Williams, Butch, Isaiah Robinson.
Man, look.
Yeah.
You say Butch, that was one of the guys, too, like, in my early days, like 4th, 5th grade. He used to always come and talk to me, and I looked up to him like, I want to be a pro football player like him. I want to do like Butch, And he was always at the schools, like, promoting Southern University because he was a diehard Jaguar.
Yeah. All
Die hard Jaguar, yeah.
Coach Chasm, before he passed, I was invited to come to an event that was out in Zachary. Some of his former players at Alcorn kind of knew he was on the back end, but they wanted to give him his flowers while he was here. So I went to a house gathering, man, and just had the chance to see the love that those guys and how he really was their father to them. They said, man, I may have not grew up with a father, but they're my father sitting right here on the couch. So, and I've been able to check the box off a lot of guys, man. But this one right here, when I hear Nate the Great Harrison, man, this one right here, this is up there because I heard so many stories and people just was like, I don't know where he is. I don't know. Like, it was like when you vanished, you vanished. And it was like nobody knew nothing else but the stories and you're the urban legend. People make up stories. They just come up with whatever just to hear your name.
It was like Bigfoot, huh?
Yeah, you ever heard Nate? He hiked the ball to himself, threw it to himself. He got a touchdown, a passing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown in one play. He went out and kicked the field goals. Huh?
I was close.
You was close?
Like, Bayou Classic that one year, we had a hand in every point. We threw the touchdown, kicked the extra point, and kicked the field goal.
You did it all. That's in those stories because they said, man, he could do everything. They said when you threw the ball, you could hear the ball whistling. You can hear it. You can hear it go through. You can see the vortex around the ball. As that ball is flying, and whoever that receiver is better have some hands because he getting it to him.
Yeah, that used to be a story. A lot of guys used to say, man, you're throwing the ball so hard. But it wasn't that I threw hard.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like my follow-through. And I promised I wasn't throwing hard, but my follow-through put the spiral in like a little whip on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Doug. Doug taught me a lot of that stuff, too.
What was your campus life? You Nate the Great, you the big dog on campus. What was campus life like for you at Southern? Southern was rocking and rolling.
Oh, my goodness. I tell you what, I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world.
Yeah.
My college experience helped mold me into the person I am today, but I wouldn't trade that for nothing.
Southern was a great choice.
Oh, what? Yes, indeed. Look, I tell you, I learned on and off the field, let me say. You take this guy who's totally green, coming from a private school, sheltered. I don't have a lot of, and you put in this environment, then you got to remember, like, you put me in an environment with older guys who've already been doing this college life thing and how it's going. Oh, man, it was so stories. Like, guys would take me out. Come on, rookie, we're going to take you out. We're going to show you how this is and how this go. You my crab,
Mm-hmm.
And Farrington Johnson was one of them. Played receiver at Southern University, too. Him and Michael Balls and Maurice Hurst. All these guys, like, they really showed me around, like, gave me a lot of guidance.
Helped you grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darry Brooks, they really helped me grow up and grow up fast. Because they started showing me things that I've never seen before in my life, From girls to the whole nine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was college, man. And those are the years where you grow up out of the household to now you're on your own. You waking up on your own. The responsibility now lies solely on you. But within that responsibility, you learn about those distractions.
Oh, my God. And Southern is a great distraction school, is that what I say? Look, and that's being honest, me being honest, because I almost partied my way straight out of school, man.
Yeah.
My freshman year, I buckled down and did what I had to do, and then, like, towards the end of my freshman year, I started partying, hanging out with this person, going out here, going there, and my grades suffered.
Mm-hmm.
And my best friend, Roderick Hudson, would be like, man, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, man, every day you come home talking about you washing clothes, but you got somebody with you and you talking about you washing clothes. Like, you don't have that many clothes, guys.
Yeah.
Come on. So, and it had me on academic probation during my 88 year. So I had to really buckle down, get myself refocused. And
was that a reality check?
Major reality check. Made me, my dad was always on my case, like, you're here for your education. I don't care about the football. I don't care if you throw another football, if you do anything, but while you're there, you're going to get your education.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important thing to my dad. So football didn't really matter to him. It was like, if you get the education, you get that knowledge whatever knowledge you get, they can't take that from you. Nobody can take what you learn.
That's it.
Southern was good, man.
Yeah. And that's the beauty, and I think for a lot of people where you have that pride, the Jaguar Nation, where you see alums come back in droves for homecoming, the Bayou Classic, the big games, because it's the memories that people have that's long-lasting from those experiences. And I think a lot of times the outside world don't understand when they say, man, them Southern folks, they go deep, they love
a whole
it.
different breed.
They don't understand the idea of what that is when you live in it, you and experiencing it, because listen, I grew up in Arkansas, but I knew Southern from afar. I watched the Bayou Classic like 99 or 2000, and I was at that game, and I saw the crowd. It was something that I could never turn off in my head after that point. It lived rent-free in my head, and when I went back, that's all I talked about. Everybody just, hey, you destined to go to Southern. So in my direction, it was just something. Then when I got here, I had those experiences. I had that fun, and it lives rent-free in my head to this day. But like anything, man, you young at that age. Like you said, you got to live and learn the world. And it's your first time living and learning without somebody on you, father, mother, auntie, grandma, telling you extra. You can tell me all that you want on the phone, but I'm the one in the dorm.
I'm here by myself.
Yeah, and whoever laid up next to me, I don't know, but you know.
Oh, boy. Those were the days.
Those were the days, man. Let's get ready to take a break real quick. We'll come back and get ready to end this thing with Nate the Great Harrison here in the studio. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Stay tuned more to Jaguar Journal.
For watching the Southern University Human Jukebox. Click here to watch more videos, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar Journal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I am Perry White. Today is the Jaguar Journal. Got Nate the Great Harrison here in the studio. Southern University, legendary quarterback coming out of the late 80s into the early 90s. Nate, you know, we hear all these stories and having this walk down memory lane. I got to ask you, are you still near the program, or have you kind of kept your distance away from the program and just kind of been in your own world?
I'm forever a Jaguar, so I'm still near the program.
Mm-hmm.
Even wanted to maybe venture off into coaching, like quarterback coaching or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I did a little bit in high school, like at mentorship for a year. I wanted to really move over to Southern and try to coach there, quarterback coach or something like that. But yeah, I'm definitely in the program, rooted.
Yeah.
Coach Wallace, I played with him like my teammate, so that's like my brother or family. And so is Coach Scott. So I support those guys as well at Southern University every chance I get.
So start to see you around maybe the games and a lot more.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you been going to the games and just be dumped off?
I'm at the games. I'm there.
Do you just be like incognito?
No, it's like sometimes I'll. My wife says like I start in the game with everybody else, but sometimes by the time I literally make it to my seat, it's halftime.
Yeah, because everybody's
I talk to everybody. I'm speaking to people that I see that I haven't seen in years, which is good for me.
Mm-hmm.
Fills my heart, makes me feel good. You know, that I can reach out and talk to the people, and then I see them, and the fact that they're still doing good and God is blessing them is good for me.
You want to hang out with me at some football games this year?
Oh man, all about it.
Hey, I'm talking about come hang out with me, man.
Yeah.
You get a pass with me, man. Let's hang out, man. I think I want people to understand and be back reintroduced, because I'm always about my generation and the younger generation of knowing who you are, right? I had an opportunity to bring a good quarterback to Southern, Ladarius Skelton. He's from my neck of the woods in Pine Bluff, man. And, you know, I'll tell you something. Y'all two stories to me are very much similar in terms of the athletic ability, just everything about it. That's my little bro. And, you know, I want to get you around and I want to hang out with you most of all, man. Look, just to be around the legend.
Anytime.
And you know, to be at a Southern game, because Coach Richardson and I have formed that relationship. And I was at the spring game. Coach was like, I'm with you. Where you go, hey, let's go over here and sit. So and Kadar, Coach Roger Kadar, he calls me almost every day. Hey.
Well, when you talk to Coach Kadar, you tell him Nate Harrison said
I'm going to call him when we get off of here so you can holler at him. He calls me almost every day.
Nate, man, what are you doing?
And he calls me, PJ, what are you up to, PJ? And
That's him.
PJ is my son.
Yeah.
You keep calling me my son's name. Oh, you know, PJ, I don't know. You just, you know, so.
That's Coach Kadar, yeah.
I want to, man, when the season start, man, and me and you going to keep in contact. We're going to be around, man, and I want to do a lot where people can get an opportunity to where we praise and we show appreciation to our legends.
Yeah.
That's what makes and builds tradition and pride to a program, knowing where you come from to where you're going. That's why I wanted you here when these young guys were here and you able to hear the next generation, but at the same time, what I kept telling them, do y'all know who this is?
Yeah.
We got to know that. We have to be able to bridge that gap, because trust me, Bo Jackson walk into anywhere at Auburn, they know who the hell he is. Cam Newton walk in anywhere, Charles Barkley walk in anywhere.
Yeah.
They know who. We have to have that same sentiment of when you at Southern, when our greats are around, that these guys who are the new generation, regardless of whoever it is, that they know who you guys are, man. And I'm big about preserving that and continue to tell the story, because you guys have wonderful stories, and so many of these stories are being told by the people who wasn't even there. I've been telling you all the time.
Yeah.
I've been hearing stories from folks telling me about you, and you like, well, it didn't quite go like that.
Not quite.
Yeah. But I get to hear from you. But most of all, the people who love, the people who was yelling, we want Nate, the people who are still around that understand who you are, want that. And the people like these young brothers who was here today who may not know, I want them to know who you are. I want to continue to build on that legacy, because, man, I think just from everything I've heard from every time your name was brought up, it's just been amazing stories. Now, you know, people tell me the good and the bad, but at the end of the day, regardless of the fact, man, people are just in awe when it comes to you.
Yeah. I mean, and you know what? It's amazing. It's a blessing, and I take it in stride. But it's like sometimes I'm even amazed myself, like to hear people tell some of the stories or to say the things that they're saying about me. It's like, me? I did that?
You did that, brother.
And then for me, because it's been like a love. So it's like they say, when you love what you're doing, you're not really working. So it's like I love what I was doing. I was like, I'm in this. This is me. This is what I like to do. So it wasn't like I was like trying to do all this or trying to be that person.
You was in the moment.
In the moment, just living and loving what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So when people say like, oh, Nate the Great, they see that part, but to me, still, I didn't see that. I don't see the great part like they're saying. I see somebody that was having fun doing what they're doing.
That's it.
And most important, somebody that hated to lose. I hated to lose, so it's like whatever I needed to do to win, that's what I wanted to do.
Well, man, I appreciate you for coming on, man. Somebody just texted, said, man, I got to get you back in football season when the season. You're welcome to come on anytime. You have an open door policy.
Hey, whenever you call me, I'm here, man. Wherever you call me, wherever you need me to be at, I'll be there.
That's it, man.
I'm going to support you 100%. I love what you do.
I appreciate that, man. I love what you have done. I'm supporting you 1,000%. This is Nate the Great Harrison, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know, now you know. Southern University great. A quarterback legend, just a Southern University legend, man. And I'm glad to have had the opportunity for you to tell your story. Is this your first time doing an interview?
First time with you guys, yeah.
Yeah, appreciate you, man, for telling the story, talking about your experiences, and for you guys out there watching, everybody over in Alexandria and everywhere else across the capital city area, be sure, go follow us on our YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button as well as follow us on our Facebook page. Both of those are the Jaguar Journal. Be able to go back and share this because, listen, there's going to be some people who want to go back and hear this episode. So thank you guys for tuning in. Nate, thank you for coming in today, brother, man. Listen,
thank you for having me.
We'll definitely have you back. Mike, thank you for holding it down. And everybody from the Southern University football team, Joshua Trash Jr., Kendra Grimes, and Derek Williams, man, congratulations to those guys making all SWAC. Hey, we'll be back next week at the same time, the same place, because always it's the Jaguar Journal.
Go Jags.
What's going on, everybody? I am Perry White. I'm the host of the Jaguar Journal. I want to make sure that you guys tune in live each and every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 107.3 FM. We also have our affiliates in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And if you're not able to catch us on radio live, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow us on Facebook. It's the Jaguar.